And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libby. It's all brought to us by Fuerza. Fuerza, the tax and accounting firm that's going to be working for you long until the cows come home. This is the show about advertising, marketing, consumer trends, and best business practices. What we do is we attempt to share stories and information about what's going on in the world of advertising and marketing and consumer trends and general business ideas, all in an effort to help your business, no matter the size, thrive in this economy or in any. On today's show, these are the things we're going to be talking about. The best jobs and the worst jobs for 2013. Also, are you in business for love or are you in it for money? The owner of the Minnesota Wild, who is going to be having an expansion team here in Des Moines, his answer might surprise you. Also, emotional advertising. Which works better? Fact-based advertising, compare and contrast advertising, or emotional advertising? And when is the best time to use it? Larry Cleverly is going to be in studio. He is known as the garlic guy, well, at least one of them, and he has been spending his time raising garlic in organic and sustainable fashion, along with a whole host of other vegetables. We'll ask him about marketing his product, how it works, and why the farmers market and consumers are demanding more local attention to their food products. And also, the worst campaign of the week. This is something that was launched last week, and it's a local thing too, which really kind of hurts a little bit, but we wanted to show you what we thought was perhaps, maybe it's not a bad campaign, it's just a bad rendition of a campaign. Is that fair? Let's go into the worst jobs of the world, okay? Now, this is interesting. This is a group called CareerCast. Took a look at a bunch of different things that make up what they say are the best jobs and the worst jobs for 2013. So if you're graduating from college this year and you're not in, or maybe you're in one of these areas that happen to be the worst jobs, maybe you might want to rethink things. Or if you're in the in one of the best job areas, congratulations. Now let's take a look at this. They say that this is a scientific look at what they did, and they looked at 4 factors that talk about whether or not a job is good or bad. Environment. In other words, what's the environment that you're working in? Are you working in a safe place? Are you working isolated from people? Is it a job where necessity means that you need to interact with people? Are there hazards around there? What's the environment of the job? Also, what is the income level? It's kind of an important thing. Is the income level stagnant or is it growing? What is the income level? And then also, what's the outlook? Where's this job going in the next 7 years? They took a look at census data and also U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics positioned out to 2020 and gave an outlook forecast for the job. And also, finally, what's the stress level of the job? Are there demands on the job that are time-based, kind of like showing up for Inside Out Business? Are there those stressors that get to you in business? So we're going to start out with the 10th worst job. If you've got a bad job, you can always contact us by Twitter. It's at InsightADV. That's at InsightADV. For those of you who want to comment or have a question or two. All right, the 10 worst jobs, according to you're not going to believe this, all right? The number 10 of the 10 worst jobs is a flight attendant. Projected job growth, they say, is 0 for a flight attendant. High stress and a salary of only about $37,700 tanked that particular job. At number 9 was a roofer. If you're in the construction trades and you're a roofer, long hours, low pay awaits you. The 8th worst job, according to this study, is a mail carrier. Mail carrier, the outlook is not good due to technology. We all know about the issues with the United States Mail, perhaps ending Saturday service and all these other things that are going on, and the dangers of being outside in all kinds of weather. Number 7 was meter reader. Now, this is another job that's fallen victim to technology. It used to be when many of us were kids, there was somebody that actually came around to the house and read the meter and jotted it down on a piece of paper. Today, many utility companies do that electronically through the telephone lines. The 6th worst job, and I can kind of understand this one, is a dairy farmer. Dairy farmer, even though there's a wage of $60,000 a year plus, the job growth is projected at minus 8% because of the conglomerations, because of more and more dairies, more and more farms being going from private ownership to either corporate ownership or turning from small farms into mega farms. Also, being tied down was one of those social stressors that ranked dairy farming as the 6th worst job in the nation. Oil rig worker ranks at number 5. Hazard duty, remote areas, plus a salary of about $38,000 a year. Is it worth it? Number 4 will surprise you. Number 4 says CareerCast, the 4th worst job in the world, or in the United States rather, is an actor. It's true. Yeah. Might surprise you, but according to the Screen Actors Guild and also the radio industry, there are roughly 160,000 members of the guilds, but only 63,000 of them are actively employed. Get this, the average rate of pay for an actor in this country, not Ben Affleck, but hourly rate averages about $17.44 an hour. Enlisted military is the 3rd worst job in the United States. Danger and stress account for this job being ranked as the 3rd worst. Lumberjack is next to the worst. Danger of working with heavy machinery in remote locations, coupled with poor pay and job prospects. Lumberjacks ranked 2nd worst job in the nation at a pay of $32,870. Now, all that being said, I know this is really going to be hurtful. What is the worst job in the world? Let's take a look at what a graphic might suggest to us. Ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not being a newspaper boy, but it is being a newspaper reporter. With a national average pay rate of $36,000, growth rate for the job as newspaper reporting is -6%. Deadlines, open to criticism, hazy future of newspapers in general makes this the worst job in 2013. I don't make them up, I just report them. So in other words, then what are the best jobs that you could possibly have out there? Well, CareerCast took a look at the same number of factors, environment, income, growth, potential, and stress, and said, okay, these are the 10 best jobs in 2013. Number 10 is a computer systems analyst, a critical component of business today. A salary is about $77,000. Physical therapist, because of an aging population, that ranks pretty high. 39% growth rate is projected for physical therapists. Average rate of pay is about $76,000. Optometrists. Again, we're talking about the aging specter here in the United States with baby boomers aging. Sight is still a very important thing as I take off my reading glasses. And optometrists rank as the 8th best job in the nation. Salary is about $94,000. Occupational therapists. So you're getting a trend here. All of these seem to be, at this point, age-based. Occupational therapists rank right up there as one of the best jobs in the nation with an average salary of $72,000 and a growth rate of projected at 33% between now and 2020. Dental hygienist, 6. Unless you happen to be an exceedingly good-looking dental hygienist and you work in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Dr. Knight. Opportunities in the field are abundant and expected to grow considerably by 2020. Salary range is about $68,000. Financial planner, again, interesting enough. We're taking a look at the aging baby boomers, and they have more wealth than any other group prior to them. And so they're going to have people to help them plan what to do with that added income or that added wealth. and 32% increase in that job market in the next 7 years. Average rate of pay is about $65,000. Audiologist is number 4. Number 3 is a software engineer. Job pays on average $90,000, 30% increase in the field, particularly in the area of cloud computing. Biomedical engineer is number 2. Growth projection here, kids, is 62%. 62% growth as a biomedical engineer. Huge, huge numbers. Average salary right now is about $82,000. And the best job that you can possibly have, and this is going to be, you got to be kidding me, has to do with this image, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's not an accountant, but it's very close. An actuary. They say that the career is challenging, and becoming an actuary requires passing about 3 different sets of exams. Math and stats are important. 27% growth rate in this job, and it pays about $87,000 a year. The 10 best and the 10 worst jobs in the United States. When we come back, we're going to take a look at a video clip and talk a little bit about, are you in business for love or are you in business for money? It's something you ought to be considering. And we've got a friend from Racine, Wisconsin, of all places, to share that with us. This is Inside on Business, brought to us by Fuerza. It's all powered by Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. That's our advertising agency. We'll be back with more right after this.